Hey, everybody. Okay, so what I want to talk about tonight is something that will really help people to deal with the shame of the parts of their life experiences that they're not proud of. And I encounter this a lot. I see this a lot. I've been seeing it a lot more lately. And I really felt that it was something that was important to speak upon. What you have to understand is that your life is truly perfect. Everything in your life has happened exactly as it was meant to. And you have to understand that as a soul, we don't come here to experience just nothing but complete bliss and happiness ever. No contrast, no negativity. That is not what you came here for. And a lot of times what happens is a lot of the contrast or the negative things or the more painful experiences or the times when we didn't know something that we later learned, then we feel like we should have known it earlier. And all of these things, right, where we get into a place of shame and being ashamed of being a human, being ashamed of our flaws and the ways that our life path has mapped out. And this is something that on your spiritual journey, you have to overcome. Okay? Because you will never know freedom. You will never know true happiness apart from that. What you have to understand, and you guys know I'm straight to the point, so I'm just going to, go right into it. What you have to understand is that your life happened exactly as it was supposed to. You didn't come here to get it all right. You didn't come here for it to be perfect. That would defeat the purpose in a sense. That would defeat, you having joy. It's kind of like saying we only want sunshine. It should never rain. Even though it sounds great, right? Because we love the sunshine. Those are the days we can go to the beach and, do all of these great things. But can you imagine if we never had those rainy, cloudy days? Everything would die. Okay, life would cease to exist. And this is what you have to understand. I've said this in my videos before, as above, so below. Okay, so just as it is in the physical realm where nothing survives without the rain, without the clouds, without the thunder, I'm talking thunderstorms. You think that life would be so much better if it were all perfect. But if you could see things from a much higher perspective, you would see that that is never what you would want. Okay, and what your ego self, your character that you are in this lifetime desires is so different from what your soul desires. And our souls thrive from, and they expand and evolve from contrast, from negativity, things going wrong. There is nothing that helps us define ourselves and our desires and carve and map out what we want in life better than the things that we didn't want. And just as you could never see your face without looking in a mirror, you could never see yourself without life happening, without experiences that help you delve into yourself. So experiences are here. They just help you to see yourself. And what you have to stop doing is when life is showing you yourself and you're going through experiences and then you grow from it, right? Because you had to grow from it if you know better now than what you knew before. Okay, it takes growth to do that. Otherwise, you would still be thinking the way you were thinking before. But that growth has happened. But in order for that growth to occur, you needed a reflection. So just as you go and in the physical, when you want to see yourself, you go to a mirror to get your reflection. As above, in the spiritual plane, life gives you that mirror. So you never want to get to a point where you hate the mirror. You have to embrace your journey. Because, and this is so hard for people to understand if they can't see it from the place that I'm looking at it from, right? Because it doesn't make sense to them. But later on, at some point in your journey, you're going to see how it was all perfect and it worked out. Because sometimes I'll get clients, and here's the thing, I come on here and I'm very honest with you guys, right? But I do that because I need to help you in the fastest, most potent. I'm trying to be potent, right? But then when people are working with me over time in coaching, and then if they're not bringing me everything because they're ashamed, see, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It is only evolution and growth to be had. And later on, you'll see how it worked out perfectly to get you at the exact place that you were meant to be and what your purpose is here. You cannot get there without certain experiences. And people don't realize that. I get people that listen to my channel and they love the information. It's like, oh, wow. They look at how much they feel that I've learned and how much they've learned from me and how much they've grown and evolved from the channel. And they don't realize how much pain is behind that understanding. To whom much is given, much is required. So I've had dues to pay, honey. So that's what people don't understand. And it's like, if I had not gone through those things, I wouldn't have these things to say. I wouldn't be able to teach. I wouldn't have been able to see the things that I see. So stop with the shame. Embrace your life. Be happy for your journey, because it is specific to you and your particular soul, what you needed. And the more that you're going to have to give, the more that you're going to have to experience in order to have it. Okay? Because life is going to have to break down your resistance to the universe and the way that it operates and all of that. It's so much. I could just go on and on in terms of that. But I really wanted to address this because I feel like, to see people hold on to this shame for their journey. And it's like, you're here to be human. Don't make being human a shameful thing. Don't make life a shameful thing. Don't make not knowing or pain or negative experiences a shameful thing. They make you who you are. Okay? So I felt like that was really important and something that I really wanted to address. Because it's very important, and you can never get where you're meant to be without facing that. So drop the shame, learn the lessons, and be proud of the lessons. Wear your badges with honor, because each one of you has a path and certain pains. We all have a plight in life. And in religious texts, they talk about that, where they'll talk about different people and what they had to go through, like what their thing was. Because there's like in the Bible, they have Job, right? And he had like this, this time of like this crazy sickness with like pussy bumps or something. But that was his plight. You all have a plight. We all have a plight. Look at life and the negative things as something that's here to build you, not something that's here to break you. Don't let life break you, because none of you have a life that you can't handle. Nobody gets a plight that's bigger than what they can handle and bigger than what they came here for. You are the perfect person for the job. When it comes to your life and your experiences, you are the perfect person for the job. I have had a life that, I'm going to be honest with you, and I've never gotten into my story in that way. Ultimately, I'll have a book coming out that'll get deeper into that. But I have lived a life that if I tell you my life, it's hard to tell the story, because it feels like multiple lives within a life. Because you just don't have that much going on in one person's life, right? It has to be multiple lives in one life. But I'm the perfect person for the job. I'm the perfect person for that plight, to have been the person who had to experience that. And I want you to see your life in the same way. You have to see yourself as a victor, not a victim. See your strength. See your perfection. And begin to use your pain and the negative things as something that can help you mirror deeper aspects of yourself and build yourself from it. Don't break yourself from it. Okay? So that's that, guys. I'm not going to be long-winded. I feel like I've been long-winded lately. But that's that, guys. I love you guys so much. And, I'm rooting for all of you on your journey. But really take heed to what I've said in this video and let go of the shame. Don't be ashamed of where you are, what you're going through. It's just a process. And that's why, and I have to say this too for the people that work with me. I want to say this to everybody all at once. Where you are, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to help you where you are. But you have to understand that where you are to you is different from where you are to me. Okay, so there's no judgment about where you are. For me, life is just, it is what it is. So when somebody comes to me and this is their plight and this is what they're going through, I'm just here to help you. I'm not looking at, oh, you shouldn't be there, or why are you, I don't have that. It doesn't even go on within me. So the shame that you have is within you. Okay, because I don't see it that way. When you come to me, it's like, let's get this done. See, that's my job, is whatever you come to me with and you're trying to work through, I'm there to help you work through it. We're not here to talk about there's no judgment about, why you're going through it, or we trying to work through it. That's the point. You want to work through this faster. And so I'm here to join teams with you, and I'm going to be the eyes, because remember, on the outside, it's easier to see than when it's you going through it, right? So I'm here to be the eyes, but I'm not here to judge and think less of you and what you're going through. Bring it to me. Let's work through it. That's just the way I see it. It's almost a means to an end. It's not personal, because I understand the soul. I understand life while we're here. And to me, it's just your plight. It's just what you have to go through. So I'm just trying to help you get through it so that you can be on to what you're here to do, and you can continue to travel your soul's path and your purpose. It's not personal to me. Just like what you're going through, I don't look at it as personal to you, as in a sense that it's such a defect in you. It's your plight, but it's my job to help you. I'm going to be honest with you in the way that you can handle. But I am more straightforward when it comes to the YouTube videos, because I have to be, because there's a lot of people that are going to hear them that are not going to have the opportunity to work with me. And I want them to still be able to get some progress in their journey. So sometimes I have to speak in a way that cuts the ego. It can cut you. But I'm not trying to cut you to hurt you. And if you notice, you grow from it. So that's the thing, because I have a perspective that a lot of people don't have. And so when they see it, they have a fear of me, as if there's some type of judgment, and they're already carrying shame, right? And so what I'm saying is, I'm not seeing it the way you're seeing it. That's what you have to understand. I'm not seeing it the way you're seeing it, because I understand the way life works, and I understand the way souls come into their destiny and their path, and I know my position. I know what I'm here to do. So for the people who can't work with me, I still want them to get that progress, and I have to be straight to the punch sometimes, because otherwise, and I can get deeper into that, I can go on and on about why it will go over their head, or why the ego will try to overcome it with a thought pattern that still holds them where they were. So I'm not hurting them. I'm not a person who hurts souls. Your soul is never hurt by me. Your soul is never punctured by me. I elevate souls. I nourish souls. But you got to understand, the soul has a different agenda than the ego. Okay, so a lot of what I do, it can come against the ego's agenda because it has a different agenda. Okay, but you have to understand that. So there's a way I have to do it, but when we work together one-on-one, I know what I'm doing, and I know where you are. I know what you can handle. I know how much. I know just what to do. I haven't had an issue with a single client in that way yet. Okay, so stop with the shame. Not just when you're coming to me to work with me, but period. All the way around. Accept your journey. Embrace your life. Embrace your story. Embrace yourself. And do this thing called human. Do this thing called life, okay? Because there's not a person you meet that had a perfect story. Guaranteed. Okay? So I love you guys anyway. Talk to you later. Bye.